The Albuquerque Museum offers way more than just exhibits. They also have fun educational programs for kids and families to take part in. Here with more on the programs and how you can get your kids signed up is Elizabeth Becker. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Oh, thanks for inviting me.
You bet. You know, I think a lot of people really think of the museum as just a place to go and reflect back on, history and different things that you may never see around, when you're out and about. But you mentioned there's extra programs that they could take part in.
Definitely. So I'm here today to talk to you about a couple new history programs that we're launching in conjunction with a brand new history exhibit that just opened this month called Only in Albuquerque. And that's an exhibition which is very interactive and engaging and family friendly, and it's all about Albuquerque history.
Okay.
But along with that, we've developed a series of programs. They're monthly programs in conjunction with that exhibit. One of them is actually for adults. It's called the Contemporary Issue Series. And this is actually a speaker series where we invite thought-provoking speakers from around town and the nation to really come in and talk about some of the main ideas in the exhibit. So for example, we're going to have a poet that's going to come and talk. We have a nationally known food activist and also a Pulitzer Prize winning author.
That's neat.
Who will be part of that series.
Okay.
We are also launching something called Family Fun Days, and these are great opportunities for families to connect history to their everyday lives. And those programs are going to be offered on Saturdays, first Saturday of the month from 10 to 2 p.m.
Okay.
And they have lots of interactive activities as part of that. So
they have really hands-on activities for the kids.
They do.
Really, that's how kids learn the best, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Get in there, get your hands dirty, and learn.
Right. So the program, the next one that's coming up is on April the 4th. And the program is called Resourceful. Now, Resourceful is the name of one of the galleries in the exhibition, and it really talks about our connections to the land, how humans connect with the land. And at this event, families can get their hands wet with a demonstration that's a watershed, so they can learn how a watershed works.
Yeah.
Also on that day will be a Recycle Man, who's this wonderful guy who does performances using recycled materials, and families can actually make some recycled instruments as well, so they can participate in the performance as well.
That is so neat. It really takes you back in time when, at a time you had to make your own instruments.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Things weren't just at the store. You can't just walk over to Walmart and pick something up, right?
No, definitely. And what's great is if you come to one of those events like the Family Day, you can also come to the exhibit, which has many family-friendly elements to it. There are things like a wonderful animated series of storybooks where you have young characters who kind of step into history, and they really talk to you about how different objects worked at different times. So they're really part of history in these stories. There's things like you can lift a sword hilt to see how heavy swords were in old times, and there's a wonderful app that you can actually put on your phone. And there's a great area in the exhibition that is a satellite map of Albuquerque. And you and your family can explore different areas of that map with the app and get more information about different places around Albuquerque.
So the learning goes even further.
It does.
And while you are taking a step back in time, you're actually using technology to learn about taking a step back in time. What I really like, or I think is fascinating about this new exhibit, is that it's really just based on local history. And that's really neat. A lot of times kids don't get to see that, or they don't get to reflect on what their grandparents went through, what their great-grandparents had to go through. So I think that's really neat, that they get to really reflect back on that.
Right, and there's elements within the exhibit. You can actually leave your own story in the exhibit, and that can be shared in the exhibition. So that's a really important thing that we want to get across with kids, is to make those, history makes great connections to your community, and those connections, like you mentioned, to your family as well.
History happens every day as well, right?
It does, definitely.
So tell me about the age, is there an age limit or any age groups?
No, we are pretty open to all age groups. We are very able to be flexible with all different age groups.
Okay.
And all you need to do is come to that event. There's no registration. I would suggest coming to one of the family fun days.
Yeah.
Don't have to register. There's lots of activities. And then you and your family can continue on and make a day of it and go into the exhibit and explore it together.
There's nothing extra, right? It's just admission fee.
That's right.
And then that gets you into all the extras. You mentioned the first one's April 4th, correct?
Right.
Really fast, give us your website so in case people have more questions about what's coming up after.
Great. It's CABQ /museum.
Okay.
I'm sorry, cabq.gov.
Yeah.
Sorry,
okay.
/museum.
You bet. No problem. Thank you so much for joining us. Sounds really
Thanks.
neat. You
Thanks.
bet. So again, the first one is April 4th, right?
That is correct.
You want to sign up for that. We'll be right back.